Hey guys, today we're going to show you how to fit your own EGR Fender Flares to the MY22 Ford Everest. We've got a nice shadow black car here, big fat tyres and wheels. The Fender Flares is going to finish it off perfectly. Stick around. We clean the surface to make sure the rubber extrusion sticks properly. Clean it just like this. Once you've cleaned the fender flare, grab the adhesion promoter sticks that we provide in the fitting kit and start applying them to the fender flare as shown on the fitting instructions. When starting the rubber extrusion, make sure the red backing film on the adhesion pad is peeled back a bit so you can access it later. When you come to a curved section of the fender flare, put a few relief cuts in the back of the rubber to make it go around the curve a lot easier.
Remove the fasteners already in the vehicle's wheel well as shown in the fitting instructions. Offer up the flare piece to the panel. Remember to have the red backing tape accessible from the outside so it can be peeled back once the flare has been aligned and placed into position. Then use the provided fasteners to mount the flare.
After you've fitted the main flare onto your Everest, it's time to fit the bumper piece. You'll notice on the bumper piece that it has a cutout for a parking sensor. If your bumper doesn't have a parking sensor in that area, don't worry, in your fitting kit is a blanking plate, looks just like a parking sensor. Put that inside the opening, put the screw on the back, but once you flip it over and you've screwed it off, you've got to cut these tabs off because those tabs will press up against your bumper. If you have the higher end model Everest, you obviously don't want to use the blanking cap, you want to pull the parking sensor from your bumper and bring it through your fender flare and finishing it there.
Once you've set up the sensor or the sensor cap, offer the bumper piece up to the bumper and place into position using the fasteners shown in the fitting instructions. To finish off the front flares, it's time to refit your mud flaps. Mark out a section onto the mud flap as shown in the fitting instructions. Use a knife or multi-tool to cut out the section required. Refit the mud flap to the car through the front panel flare as shown. Now it's time to fit the rear flares. Again, remove the fasteners in the wheel well and offer up the rear flare piece for fitment. Complete the steps as shown in the fitting instructions. Now it's time to fit the flare piece to the door. Mounting the flare piece onto the door panel is a little different, so read through your instructions carefully, as once in place, adjusting its final position is a little more difficult. Open the rear door for easier access when fastening the flare to the door. Using the fasteners in the fitting kit, fasten to the door panel as shown in the fitting instructions.
So there you go guys, EGR Fender Flares on the MY22 Ford Everest. Now, if you're going to throw the big wheels and tyres on your car, which look fantastic, you're going to need coverage. So you need to get over to egrauto.com and get yourself a set of EGR Fender Flares.